This is the UTV 44 Friday Night Rivals, sponsored by Mullinax Ford.
And one of the biggest rivalries on the Eastern Shore will wrap up the regular season tonight here on Friday Night Rivals as the Daphne Trojans up to 7A this year, 8-1. Their only loss in overtime set back to the Theodore Bobcats. Spanish Fort, their region champions in 6A. They've won 7 in a row after dropping their first 2 games, and they'll meet here tonight on the Hill. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox, my partner Dan Brennan. And, Dan, this is a rivalry that maybe doesn't have the history that some of the other ones do in Mobile and Baldwin County, but the intensity is certainly there between these two programs.
Yeah, the times that they have played, the number of times they've played have been big-time intense. And tonight has got every indication it's going to be just like that again.
You were talking before the game with some of our crew here and said one of the things you love about doing these games is you really see young men developed and watch them grow on Friday nights. And we have got a prime example of that tonight with the quarterback for the Daphne Trojans, Trent Battle.
Trent Battle is really a good player. Now, when he started out, he was kind of raw and young, and he just ran around and tried to make something happen. He's not that way anymore. He's a complete quarterback. He's got 18 touchdowns on the year. He's see through the air, and he's also impressed the folks at TCU because he's a scholarship quarterback on his way to Texas. A good player, good leader, and also a great student, by the way. We'll get into that as the game goes along.
Yeah, he's a 3-year starter, kind of got thrust into that role as a sophomore and was really more of a runner, and then really saw his game grow last year, and now this year having another tremendous season to lead Daphne to where they're at with a home playoff game coming up next week. Now, he's going to have, some challenges from the Spanish Fort defense because they're known to be nasty on that side of the ball, and a lot of times when you see a standout corner, like, he just doesn't get a lot of action because a lot of teams don't want to go his way, but there's a guy you're going to see, and he's going to jump off the screen if the ball comes around him tonight.
His name is Micah Gaffney. He's got really good ball skills. He's got good speed. He's got everything. He's one of the cornerbacks on a great team down here in South Alabama, and you've got to earn your playing time at that position on a team like Spanish Fort. He's done that, and he's just look for him to have a big game tonight. If Battle wants to challenge him, he's up to the challenge.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of these big games, but, he's going to Virginia. Kansas wanted him, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Georgia Tech. I mean, there's a lot of teams that wanted to get him to play on Saturdays, but right now he is committed to go to Virginia. So a big matchup here tonight. A rivalry game to close out the season, and both teams really playing very, very good football as they head into the playoffs. Each one will be hosting a game next week. We'll talk about that throughout the broadcast here. But when we come back, we will kick things off here on the Hill. Spanish Fort, the Toros, playing host to the Trojans here on Friday Night Rivals. We've seen some tricks and treats on this field on Friday nights, partner, over the years.
Yeah, we've seen it all, and we're about to add another chapter tonight. Buckle up. This one's going to be highly intense.
Both teams, as we said, playing great. Spanish Fort will get the ball first. They lost their first 2 games of the season. Fairhope, that looks like kind of the anomaly. First game of the season, they lost a close one to St. Paul's. And, again, their sophomore quarterback has been getting better every week. And they ran off 7 straight wins. They win the region.
Well, look who they beat. I mean, they beat Saraland at Saraland. Mm-hmm. They beat Blunt. They beat McGill at McGill.
Last week to win the championship.
Yeah, I mean, they lost their first 2, and yet, in actuality, their schedule was kind of backloaded.
Corey Bonner to kick. And he sends Chico Hickson back into the end zone. So we'll see the Spanish Fort offense. Coach Ben Blackman, his 6th year here on the Hill, and what a job he has done. In the state championship in 2015, region champions 2015, 17, 18, and now 2020 as well. And he has continued on as he took over for Mark Freeman here, and just program has not missed a beat. Of course, last year they kind of limped into the playoffs, made it right at the end, and then ran all the way to the state championship.
Yeah, they were seeded 4th coming out of the region, and ended up the best team in South Alabama as it all turned out.
Yeah, they're not sneaking up on anybody this year.
No, they are not.
So Brendan Bird, the talented sophomore, gives it to Hickson to start this one. They'll pitch it back up, looking for another pass, and they come back to Bird up the near sidelines, and they got it at the 48-yard line. How about that trickery to the sophomore Jake Godfrey? 1, 2, 3 downfield.
Yeah, and that
32 yards.
That was almost not going to work because look where Bird is. By the time he throws this, he's back at the 5-yard line. Don't know if that's how it was drawn up, but that's how it worked out, and he got it downfield.
And now penetration this time by the Trojans. Johnny Purdue, the sophomore, comes back in there. Spanish Ford up front. Manley, Dobson, Ramirez, Jack Myers. We really like getting to know that young man earlier this year. And Ty Bennett are the ones who have been giving Bird the time on the outside. Montgomery, Godfrey. Then you also got Burnell. We'll see Aaron Freak get in there as well. Cooper Wilson come in at tight end. And of course, Johnny Morris has been out, the running back who's injured, and so Hickson has stepped in for him. And you look at what Bird has done so far this year. Impressive for just a sophomore. Again, starts his first game against Fairhope. Next game's on ESPN.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, here we go. So penalty marked off.
This is what it's like to be the Spanish Ford quarterback.
Penalty against Daphne. And so a quick start to this one up to the 37. And Bird looking again, floats this one over the middle, tipped, and it's incomplete. So he was trying to go to Mario Williams, who's got 27 catches on the year. He's tied with Godfrey for the most. Quinley disruptive on the edge. Smith and Purdue in the middle as well. This Daphne defense will get after you. Heimel, Hankins, Hall, and Reynolds, the linebackers, and Midnight Stewart, the talented DB back there, as this give right up the middle and inside the 25. As Hickson, the junior, his 80th carry of the year as he goes over 500 yards on the season. Had a 23-yard touchdown run last week in the win against McGill. Spanish Ford in that win to clinch the region at McGill. They never led in the game until the go-ahead touchdown with just 2.5 to go as Bird led that drive down the field. Bird gets it over the middle of the field again, and he's got Godfrey. And Godfrey, the sophomore, he has really come on this year. 5 TDs on the year, and he's over 500 yards as well. And it's a first down to the 14.
He doesn't play like a sophomore, neither does the quarterback. But there's something about Godfrey, the way he runs routes and the way he's very dependable and just not flashy, solid.
See Bird, he's got good size, 6 feet, 180 pounds. He's rushed it for 485 yards. You saw in that graphic as well. Drops back, comes on a little crossing patterns. He gets it up to Christian Burnell, who absorbed the big hit but didn't go down and was able to get it back to about the line of scrimmage. That looked like that was going to be a loss on the play. 12th catch of the year for the senior Burnell. And good tall receiver at 6'2", 195 pounds. And coming over to put the whop on him was Cade Reynolds. He's a big, powerful linebacker for this Daphne defense. Inside give. Hickson pulled down there by Reynolds.
It was almost snuck it through there. Daphne takes some chances on defense. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Reynolds, one of the leading tacklers for this team. You see how much he gets in the backfield there with those 9 tackles for losses.
Solid kid, huh?
3rd and 4 coming up. They do not have to get it in the end zone. And whistles before, Dan, we were talking, of all the places where, as we'll listen here.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5 yards. 3rd down.
Alan Duhan, our referee tonight here on McConnell Collision Center flag. Of all the places that maybe the home field advantage is negated the most because of social distancing and the pandemic, this is a place here because it is a raucous place and an intimidating place to come play on Friday nights.
No doubt. I mean, and it's going to get loud tonight, too.
3rd and 9. Play clock inside 5 as Bird looks over, takes the snap. Wants to keep it. Still looking now. He's going to get it inside the 10 to the 8, and Reynolds pulls him down again, and it'll bring up 4th down. And Lucas Bro, the kicker, and we'll see if Ben wants the easy 3 here. Midnight Stewart, boy, this young man, he's played so well for Daphne. He's got offers from all over, including Air Force, And also
Point,
West
right?
Point, Southeast Louisiana, lots of schools across the Southeast. Had a 98-yard touchdown return on an interception earlier this year. And this one will be a 25-yard kick. Lucas Bro on for the attempt, and is blocked. Blocked in a huge special teams play by the Daphne Trojans. Their defense comes up with a third down stop, and then they get the block. I think maybe Bryson Cleveland was the first one who came through. And you could just feel the excitement level here tonight. Indeed, it was Cleveland. He came untouched from the far side, Dan, and the left-footed kicker, he was coming right at him.
He didn't even have to extend that much. I mean, he was just in front of the kick. This Daphne team, I'll tell you what, we'll go over their schedule. It's pretty impressive what they've done this year.
Correction, he's a right-footed kicker. People at home like, what are you looking at, Coach? Dan has that thought. So now we'll see the talented senior quarterback Trent Battle going to TCU. Threw for almost 1,900 yards last year as a junior. Inside give, Deontay Williams, one of 3 500-plus yard rushers that this Daphne team has.
Yeah, it's interesting the way they do that. You know, they St. Paul's years ago used to give it to, if you were on the bus, they give it to you.
There's Kenny King, 5th year here at Daphne, and boy, he's done a great job since taking over this program and really putting down some building blocks for the future as this team bumped up to 7A this year on 2nd and short. Bradley this time, one of those 500-yard rushers. He'll get to the boundary, and he's forced out there as Micah Gaffney was over there. Daphne offense, Hicks, Locke, Galmichi, Donald, and Bueller, the returning starter up front. Galmichi returning starter, as is Hicks. So experience there. Crum on the outside with 9 touchdowns. Jones along with Holmes and Blackwell, the sophomore. And there you see what Battle's done on the year. Almost 600 yards on the ground, 1,300 yards, 18 touchdowns. And he is a leader for this Daphne team, and we get a whistle before. Boy, some games you just feel the intensity from the kickoff, Dan, and you can feel it in this one here tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes too, and it's hopefully it's all going to roll into a great game, and that's that.
So this is the last Friday night of the season. Saw some games that took place earlier. St. Luke's, boy, they had their game canceled and then just found out they're not going to be able to go in the playoffs. Going to have to forfeit that game because of COVID as well. Murphy and Fairhope playing down the road tonight. Davidson and Baker, Bryant and Foley. Also tonight, McGill playing Dothan so many non-region games tonight. Baldwin County and LaFleur, Satsuma and Gulf Shore. St. Paul's, another perfect season under Steve Mass. They beat Viger this afternoon. They were playing that game because of some power outage concerns from the hurricane. And you see Faith's game is canceled. Bayside taking on Alberta tonight. Mobile Christian and BC Rain, TR Miller, they're going to the playoffs. Taking on WS Neal. Of course, that's the battle for Murder Creek, one of the big, most storied rivalries in the state of Alabama. Orange Beach, their game canceled. And McKenzie and Fruitdale tonight. And Charles Henderson and Brantley. A busy docket here on Friday night. 3rd and short battle with a quick pitch to Bradley. And Bradley is going to be stopped short of the first down. Tried to get it around the right side, and Bradley could not turn the corner. I think Jabrell Snowden was the first one there. Crawford and Gainey are the guys up front. Lee, Henderson, they're without Burkholder tonight. The Oregon committed linebacker. Wilson and Solomon, the returning starter. Hayes, Hickson, Bontroy, who is just so talented. He's got offers from Colorado, Cincy, and Troy. And then you got Micah Gaffney, who Dan talked about in the pregame show, in the Daphne defense. And now Spanish Fort has to take a timeout. Ben Blackman did not like, I think, the personnel that he had out there for this punt. We're 5 minutes into this one, and it's a like a snail on a razor blade. It is
A lot happening already, man.
Ooh. Hey, guys, if you want to send us an email, that's the email address, heyguys@utv44.com, or you can drop us a text. We know we got lots of folks watching tonight online. Got a bunco group over in Mobile, a bunch of ladies playing bunco tonight. They're watching the game.
And where did you get this information?
I got a text today that, they're big fans of Trent Battle, and they're watching the game. That's what the text was. Angela Kennedy told me, I got to go play bunco tonight, but we're going to have the game on.
That's awesome.
Because I want to see Trent play against Spanish Fort. Bunco, we're big with the bunco group, Dan. We are big with the bunco group.
This is information I was not aware of.
Corey Bonner on to kick. Godfrey will stand back at about his own 45, so Spanish Fort with a chance to get good field position.
I like Godfrey.
4th and 3. And Bonner with a really nice kick and a chase. Godfrey it back. He tried a fair catch, goes off his hands, and now the ball's loose. Still loose all the way inside the 10. And finally the Toros get it all the way back at the 5. As Daphne is the one who ends up back on the loose football. I don't know if Godfrey maybe it was over his head and he tried to fall on it. The field is still a little slippery here because of all the rain from the hurricane.
It was a great punt, and it caught him off guard because he was retreating 10 yards or so to try and get it. It was a boomer. He might be getting helped out by the wind tonight, but that's what happened there.
So they mark it all the way to the 7. So we thought the field might get flipped a little bit back in Spanish Fort's favor. Instead, Daphne does the flipping. And nothing up the middle there as we see Johnny Purdue again, the big sophomore. We've called his name a few times tonight.
This team, Daphne's only had one close game on the year. Think about this. And it was the one they lost to Theodore.
In overtime.
1 point. So that's it. And that's why they didn't win the region. Otherwise, they not only won games, they rolled people all season long.
See Hankins there, one of their senior linebackers.
They got some dudes up front.
Gain of just 1 for Bird and the Toros here. Keep it back on the inside. And kind of same result, and Hankins on cue, as we just talked about him, comes in to make the stop. Nolan Heimel there to help out as well. And 3rd and long coming up for the Toros, pinned back deep. Coach Ben Blackman had talked about Brandon Burden, just said he's just been getting better each and every week, which is what you just dream of when you have a young quarterback who never feels the moment's too big for him.
He's been the cure to their season.
He's had to do it with Johnny Morris out hurt, their leading rusher. Dumps it to the near side, and he's got it right up the 20, and a first down as he goes to Burnell for the 2nd time here tonight. He picks up 11, and that'll be good for a Toro first down.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, this is sophomore. You talk about just playing composed and completing a 3rd down pass to get him out of a hole.
So put it up at the 20. Inside give for a gain of 4 this time to Hickson. Heimel over there. Boy, just big to get a first down and get some breathing room with nothing else, with being pinned back so deep after that punt debacle.
Yeah, but it goes back to the quarterback, right? Just playing more like a senior, really. He's good to go.
How about he's a sophomore. Godfrey's a sophomore. The cupboard remains full here on the hill, and we'll get a timeout by Spanish Fort, so we'll take one as well. Exciting first quarter, 4:23 to go. It's scoreless between two of the top programs down here in this part of the state, Daphne and Spanish Fort, on Friday Night Rivals. Oh, what a start to this one. Lots of intensity between Spanish Fort and Daphne here on Friday Night Rivals. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan up in the booth. Jared Kihas, our great crew. Matt Melton, our statistician, standing right next to us here on our first crisp night of high school football.
You're not surprised by the intensity, are you?
No, not between these two programs. 2nd and 6 here. Bird looking for the home run down the near side, and it went just through the hands of Burnell as he had a matchup over there that he liked coming out of the break. Jordan Powell, the senior, was over there on coverage. He's got a couple of picks this year. And Bird, boy, he
put it right there.
He really did. And it was good coverage by Powell, but he put it just to the outside where it was only going to be Burnell who's going to be able to grab it. It went just off his fingertips.
Yeah, great throw.
Brings up a 3rd down. And about 7 here for the Trojans. For the Toros. Give to the near side, and Hickson. Looks like the spot's going to be enough for the 1st down. Indeed, it is.
Did a great job of knocking Daphne back off the ball on that one. The offensive line really struck and moved them back. That was just one of those plays where it's like, you know what? We're just going to run for it, and they got it.
Saw Powell back there in coverage. He's one of the talented DBs this Daphne team has. Hickson up the middle. He'll pick up about 9 on 1st down.
I think I'm watching Jack Myers. It's hard to tell with the numbers, the font that Spanish Fort has and the design on the jerseys. It's not so easy, but Myers is not. He's not losing his battle up front. He's a right guard. We've had him on the pregame show. And very tough kid.
6'2", 275, just got named to the North-South All-Star game. Rightfully so. They'll actually give him 10. Good enough for 1st down. Floated to the near side, complete. Mario Montgomery up to the 40. And Montgomery with his first catch of the night. He'll pick up 19. And Spanish Fort on the move here. This drive started all the way back at their own 7. Haven't got a lot of pressure yet on the sophomore Bird. Hickson, nice holes. He goes off the hip of Myers that time and made a little jump as he got across the line of scrimmage. Then it was quickly shut down. Purdue, again, the sophomore, and you can see 5'11", 295. He can plug a gap. And they'll give Hickson 1 as we're approaching 2.5 to go in a quick-moving first quarter.
This thing's flying by, isn't it?
Bird with the give, trying to bounce it out. And again, nothing to do as Purdue is in there. Again, boy, you trying to bounce it out to the short side of the field, and then you get some penetration from Daphne, and it's that makes for tough sledding.
Yeah, they came this way. They thought they saw something, but Daphne was there for sure. This kid's been good on 3rd down. Spanish Fort's been good on 3rd down.
They have. And so they're up to the 39 here. Burnell will split out to the bottom of the screen for the Toros. Inside 2 minutes. They only rush 3. Bird pressure from the backside. He'll get ridden down up to the 36-yard line as James Quinley came up with the stop. And Quinley caught him from the backside. And
Quinley's being he's being counseled by some of his players. There might have been something near the end that
kind of looked like it
could have got him in trouble, but so
it kind of looked like it. Watch right at the end of the play here as he pulls him down from behind. He's got him there. Now watch here at the end. Gives him a little extra, which could have been problematic as Toros trying to pounce this one down, and they do as they keep it out of the end zone to the 1.
That was almost worse.
Now they're going to say he did step into the end zone.
Ah, okay.
And it will be a touchback as Bird tried to end over end that one to get it down the old coffin corner. So here's what you got in 7A as the region play wrapped up last week. Theodore, they just continue to roll on back-to-back. For 2 out of the last 3 years now, they won the region. And Daphne, the only team that they fell to this year was Theodore. And you got Fairhope and Murphy playing tonight down in Fairhope.
The day after he wins the region, I'll tell you where I saw Coach Collier. You might be amused by this.
Give Tyler Bradley. Gets bottled up. Ball came loose at the end of that one. Where'd you run into Coach Colliers? Look at what Bradley, again, Bradley. So you got Bradley, you got Williams, you got Battle, all with over 500 yards on the ground this year. And Battle's tossed it for over 1,300.
Yeah.
Battle looks over to the sideline. Zach Golson, the offensive coordinator for this Daphne team. Battle with time, steps up, wants to air it out down the far side, and that one overthrown as he was looking for Jay Holmes, who's got 28 catches on the year. And you get a little look there at the arm of one young Trent Battle.
Yeah, you can see some of what TCU sees in him.
You know, Zach Golson talking about going to TCU for Trent Battle, and Trent Battle as well. You know, said what TCU runs is very similar to what Daphne runs. So, you know, that transition should be even smoother for this young man.
We wish him all the best and can't wait to watch him in Big 12 football on some of the networks on Saturday.
Third down here for the Trojans now. Pressure coming. Battle dumps it out of the backfield to Bradley. Bradley trying to make the first man miss, and he does, and he gets up the sideline and like he got the first down. We'll see where he steps out. It is going to be good for a first down. Wow, good job by Bradley there to break that tackle in space. Otherwise, that's going to be a punt situation coming up for the Trojans.
Yeah, they set up the screen pretty nicely, but Bradley does find a problem right there in the backfield and breaks that tackle and could have maybe gotten some extra 15 yards from him.
Yeah, Trent Hayes couldn't bring him down, but that's a tough assignment. Open field tackle against Bradley there. Scoreless through the first here on the hill. Daphne and Spanish Fort on Friday Night Rivals. Kenny King and the Trojans. You know, Dan, you talked about them going up to 7A. And you think, you know, so you're in 7A now. You got the biggest schools, whatever. I think week in and week out. I mean, this is not a knock on 7A at all, but week in and week out, 6A Region 1 down here. So much more.
Might be tough.
Yeah.
Might be tougher.
See, Bradley tried to cut it upfield and.
Yeah, you know, what Jim's talking about in 6A, you've got teams like Spanish Fort, obviously, Blunt,
Saraland,
McGill, Saraland.
Right.
The top end of 6A is pretty darn good.
See Bradley there and talked about the rain. The field we were walking around before the game is still pretty wet after Zeta passed through here on 2nd and 10 inside. Nothing doing. Then, you know, this is our last broadcast of the season, unfortunately. Nobody's happy about that. And Carl Quijas in Kansas City is also not happy about that as he's watching the game tonight online. So we appreciate Carl, again, making it through there. We talked about just how tough it is. And 6A Region 1 down here forever has been tough. When Daphne was in it, you know, I don't think anybody here was really sad to see Daphne get bounced out of the region.
And McGill came down to 6A.
See Spanish Fort undefeated in the region to win the championship again. And top four there. Blunt's your 4 seed at a 6-4 record, which is kind of wonky because you got some COVID in there and pre-snap penalty in this one.
And it's the old nobody wants Blunt.
No.
Somebody's going to get him. We're going to look at some of the playoff matchups here in a little bit.
McConnell Collision Center flag. And the Spanish Fort McGill game last week only had 3 penalties total in it. 2 against McGill, 1 against the Toros. Now 3rd and 12, and Daphne will go 5 wide. Battle sidearms it across the middle, and he's able to get that one complete to Caleb Jones. And There's going to be a flag there. I think that might be a targeting hit.
I was wondering about that.
And he was short of the first down. Let's watch here. Look at this little Patrick Mahomes-like delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope maybe the officials get together and say, sometimes one has a better angle than the others, because that didn't really look like that was a targeting hit to the head.
Looked like shoulder pads.
Yeah,
but he led with the helmet. Yeah. So let's see. They have the use of replay at the next level.
Yep, they wave it off. That's a good job by the officials to get together and say. And again, sometimes somebody will have a better. Yeah, he turned his shoulder, tried to come in there the proper way. Yep.
He was already hit once, and
so 4th and 2 from their own 38, and Kenny King does not hesitate to keep the offense out there, and now we'll send him off and bring the punt team on. Play clock inside 10. Bonner to kick. Now play clock at 5. Godfrey back deep. He had some trouble last time, and they're not going to get it off, and so they will have to take a timeout. And I'm not sure they didn't. I think they only might have had 10.
Yeah, the number 11 was. He was being awoken on the sideline.
Or was he maybe coming on late because they had a little something in store? Okay, so here's what we got. 7A, Theodore at home hosting Enterprise. Daphne takes on Prattville next week, and then Fairhope goes on the road to take on Central Phoenix City, and then either Baker or Murphy, depending on what happens tonight, gets to go to Auburn to take on the number 1 seed up there. Bart Sessions will bring his McAdory team down here to the Fort next week. Northridge comes to Saraland. McGill goes on the road. When was the last time McGill was on the road to open the playoffs?
It's been a long time, and you know what? They're kind of peaking right now. Hillcrest, Tuscaloosa better be on top of their game.
And Hueytown gets Blunt. St. Paul's, as we said, they beat Biger earlier today. They closed out another perfect season. They're at home as they'll take on Talladega. Sylacauga comes down to take on Faith.
Speaking of, when's the last time UMass Wright had to start out on the road?
Well, it's been probably the last time they were in 5A.
Yep.
They go up to Holtville, and then Satsuma. Great to see them in the playoffs. They will go on the road to take on Central. Williamson, region champs Williamson, gets to open at home after they beat Mobile Christian to win the region last week. They get Anniston, the 4th seed, of course. Cherokee County comes. Jackson goes to Jacksonville, and Biger will take on Handley on the road. And on 4th down is Bonner with another good punt. This one a little more end over end, and Godfrey takes it right at the 30.
Godfrey's like, that's more like it.
Yeah.
Punt it where I've got to come up for it rather than back.
And so we'll see the Spanish Fort offense come back out here on the field.
Keep an eye out up front, Jim. This Spanish Fort offensive line, I know we got nothing. We got goose eggs on the scoreboard, but let's see if they begin to assert themselves a little bit this drive.
Again, they're missing Johnny Morris, their number 1 back in the backfield. He's been out the past couple of weeks, but Hickson has done a great job back there. You can see Daphne with just 3 up on the line, and the Daphne defensive line has done a great job. Barry Smith there, Devery Smith with the stop.
They're big. I mean, they've got size. Smith's 270. Quinley's 270. Johnny Purdue is 295.
Yep, then they'll bring in Brandon Howard Harrion at 375. 2nd and 8, high snap. Little hole on the left side, and Hankins quickly closed that one down.
That's how a linebacker closes a hole right there. Ricky Hankins, again, look even the linebacker, he weighs 230.
Yeah, and there's Smith. He was up there in the middle of it as well. And this is Aaron Threet. Tried to spin, and Hankins was there. And bring up 3rd and 7. Both of these teams are going to play through the whistle tonight.
That is a fact. I think Ben was thinking what I was thinking. Like, I think we can start to take over a little bit on the offensive line, and Daphne's having none of it.
Spanish Fort with 47 rushing yards thus far. And now looking to roll out. Bird dropped back and then tries to throw it away, and he got it off. Boy, a great play by the sophomore to get it off. Now they're going to drop it. And they're going to call intentional grounding. I thought he had maybe a receiver close, Dan.
Yeah, I thought he did too, but maybe the intent was too obvious. I'm not sure.
He's getting twisted up.
When you throw it and you're not even looking downfield, maybe that's a giveaway.
And you're going to say to get past the line of scrimmage, and it certainly did, as Heimel had him back there. And again, Alan Duhan's crew, they always do a good job.
Yeah, they sort it out.
Yep, they always call a good game and keep a good flow to the game as well. But I think you see a little of the moxie of that sophomore quarterback.
Yep.
To try to get that one. He wasn't trying to make a play. He was just trying to get it away to avoid the loss.
That's right.
Okay,
they decided it is intentional grounding.
So that's going to be penalty and loss of down.
Right.
And this will be
grounding against the offense. 5 yards from the spot, loss of down. 4th down.
One of the odd times you see Ben Blackman not agree with an official's call. Caught that on camera there. So we'll bring up 4th down and force Bro back to punt from about his own 10.
Just a great job by Spanish Fort's defensive front 7.
Daphne with 9 on the line of scrimmage. And they're coming. And a great kick. What a kick that goes all the way down of bounds at the 21-yard line. A 50-yard punt.
They had one punter in warm-ups that kept kicking it into the bleachers.
That was
remember?
not him.
That wasn't him.
Right.
I didn't think so.
Hey, it's trivia time here, Dan Brennan. Name Alabama. This is kind of straightforward. Name Alabama's all-time winningest high school football coach who is retiring after his final game tonight. And I'm not breaking any news with the retirement announcement that nobody knows about yet. So,
no,
the question I wanted to ask was, what station will you be able to watch the playoff games on live on TV? But Jared said I could not ask that question for trivia tonight since you can't see the games live on TV. Battle floats it up the far side. That one's hung up and going to be intercepted back at the 33. Micah Gaffney. Dan Brennan highlighted him. Single coverage. That one hung up a bit on Battle.
They call that ball skills. People, that's somebody going back on a ball. It's not necessarily easy to catch, and he's able to contort his body and make the catch, and he's on defense, too.
BLP Mobile Paint School Colors Cam, and watch this one as Battle had some time and put some air under it, and just not enough as he's trying to get it to Crum, his favorite receiver, but Gaffney, the Virginia commit, comes up with a pick at the 35 in our first turnover tonight, and that one-play drive brings the Daphne defense right back out on the field. Bird, football knocked loose, still loose and recovered. Still loose, picked up by the Trojans finally, and rumbling Johnny Purdue down to the 1.
Wow. That play had a lot of stuff going on there. Quarterback gets drilled before he can get it off, and I mean, that was
I thought Hankins was going to get it back-to-back turnovers here, and now the Trojans in business as the blindside hit came, and Bird, the left-handed quarterback, had it knocked away, and then watch as this one here as it was Cade Reynolds knocked it loose. Quinley had a chance at it, and finally Purdue says, just give me that. Just give me that.
Yeah, now we're going to see him try to punch it in here.
And Purdue rattles all the way down to the 1, the sophomore.
Daphne and bringing pressure. We've seen that before, haven't we?
And they hadn't brought a ton so far here tonight.
They have not.
I think they should put Purdue back in at fullback and hand it to him and let him finish it off here. Battle instead. He'll give it to Williams, who walks in for the touchdown. So back-to-back turnovers, 1 interception, 1 fumble recovery, and our first points of the night. Deontay Williams, his 9th touchdown for the senior. And the Trojans with the lead, and Corey Bonner will try to make it 7-0.
Yeah, Williams, another one of those 500-yard rushers. It's very unusual. They don't have a bell cow, but they've got 3 guys that divide up the carries, and they're all productive.
Now, flag, this is going to be just a sideline warning over there on Daphne, is the little exuberation after the touchdown.
You know, another reason I think that Daphne has the situation at tailback is they've had a lot of routes. So they played a lot of people late in the games. Mm-hmm. And resting some of their first string.
Bonner on here. And he's got, that's going to be a flag, as you saw one of the Toros leap over. That's going to be a leverage penalty. And now, here's just a question here. Hang on, we'll see, because will they take it on the kickoff, or will they say, well, maybe we want to move it in and go for 2 to take the shortened field? Looks like they will take it on the
kickoff and
kickoff.
You know, win field position again.
Yeah, that's all right. So that's what they'll do. They'll take it on the kickoff, and it's 7-0. Daphne jumps out on top after the fumble recovery deep in Toro territory. This gentleman knows a little thing or two about good defense. And
yeah, I mean, I've told this story over and over, but I remember him in high school when he played here at Daphne, played against my son Zach, who was at McGill, and he was just a giant kid. Like, what's up with him? And of course, he went on to have a really good career at Alabama and then into the NFL with the Arizona Cardinals.
So the 15-yard personal foul puts it at the 45, and Bonner just sends this one back into the end zone. So Spanish Fort will start at the 20. Our last Friday night of high school football here. Friday Night Rivals. Want to thank Mullinex Ford, driving us all year long. Thanks for being a great part of our games. We're so lucky to get you to see on Friday nights. Every year about this time, Dan Brennan, we say, wow, I can't believe we're done already. 11 Fridays, and we made it 11 Fridays in a pandemic and 2 hurricanes.
It's incredible.
Somebody was betting the under on that one and took a beating.
No kidding. I mean, it had to do with when the hurricanes were during the week. I mean, crazy.
Side give across the 25. For the Toros this time, Hickson. And we'll give him 7, so it'll bring up a 2nd and 3. You see the crowd below us here at Spanish Fort. Again, they'll be home again next Friday night, taking on McAdory. And it'll be another big test for the sophomore quarterback, his first playoff game. And 3-snap penalty.
False start. Offense. 5 yards. 2nd down.
When you need a repair done to your car, you get to decide where it gets fixed, not the insurance company. And when you have a choice, call McConnell Collision Center.
Talk to Louie Rat every day on FM Talk 106.5, and he talks about the body shop there.
Bouncing it to the outside. Hickson this time able to get the first down, then lost the football as it was punched out and went out of bounds, but not before the first down up to the 40, again in 19.
Boy, watch this acceleration right here. Ooh.
Yeah, and if Cameron Long, their leading tackler, doesn't take a great angle on Hickson there.
I agree.
Hickson's up the sidelines and still running. The 42, Bird looking.
Oh, look at the speed.
He'll get pressured and steps out of bounds at the 46. Coverage downfield as he was.
You got that weight up front, right? You got basically 280 to 295, and then everybody else can just run like the wind.
Yep. And, Bird, he's not like, a slow-footed quarterback there.
No.
He's a great speed, and again, his rush for closing on 500 yards on the season. So Daphne again sticking with their three-man front. High snap. They pitch. Midnight came in there along with Cade Reynolds.
But Midnight came in there and turned it in, too. He didn't just come up and to be around the play. He did his job. Great job. Talk about acceleration.
He read it.
24, makes the tackle, too. That's outstanding.
Gets around the tight end, and that's why Air Force, West Point, places like that want that young man playing on their team. 3rd and 5 here for the Toros. They fake the pitch. Now Bird steps up, got drilled as he let it go, and it's complete inside the 20. Would have been pass interference, but Montgomery's got it. Bird had the pressure coming from Quinley on the backside.
I was watching there was a wheel route on the outside. He had that too.
It would have been pass interference, but instead it's a 38-yard reception down to the 15. And the McConnell Collision Center flag will get waved off. And he paid the price. And Quinley, I got to think if that's Sunday, Quinley's getting a flag for putting all of his body weight on the quarterback on the sack as well. But not on this one. And again, the sophomore quarterback makes the big 47-yard strike. At the 10, Hickson, a little bobbled pitch. Now Hickson breaks a tackle and he's in for the score.
There you go.
Hickson with his 4th touchdown of the season.
All right.
And the big play, the big pass play, and Hickson takes it in, and snap was bobbled just a bit, but actually threw the timing off up front, and all of a sudden Hickson had a big hole there.
I think there was something to that. I don't know what the social distancing policies are here tonight. It's a pretty good crowd. I know that rows are roped off, certain rows and everything.
All right. Personal foul against.
Before the score, holding on the offense. 10 yards, we play first down.
So they take the score off. And that might have been, I thought he whistled a personal foul. Said whistles holding, so let's watch here. Didn't see much there.
Might have been on 95. Might have been right up the gut there.
As Purdue was coming. And so it puts the Toros back to the 20.
It's a big call.
Takes 6 off the board. I didn't see the flag come out. Bird going to keep this one, trying to get to the outside, and you get maybe 5.
Well, Daphne is tough to try and go around.
Preston Paul, the senior linebacker there.
They just that good speed, good containment, not giving anything easy. Actually, Spanish Fort's done better with things right between the tackles.
So 2nd and goal from the 15 here. Now you got Montgomery on the outside, who's 6'2", and Midnight Stewart, who's not much smaller, comes over there to line up with the coverage. A couple of great athletes there. You see Stewart. Bird gives it to Hickson. He tripped over looked like he kind of tripped over his offensive lineman and right into the awaiting arms of Cade Reynolds.
Cade Reynolds came ready to play tonight. You can see that.
Let's see if he gets, right there, kind of trying to get around one of his big offensive linemen there, and just got tripped up, and so now it's going to be 3rd and goal.
Got a lot of plays ending with a thud, don't we, tonight?
Oh, yeah. Not unusual in this rivalry here.
No.
3rd and goal from the 16. Motion. Bird looking, wants it in the corner, looking for a jump ball, and he's got it. Christian Burnell, the senior, and how about the throw by the sophomore Burnell with his 4th touchdown of the year.
Just a remarkable throw by the young quarterback. I saw Burnell in warm-ups, and you could just see he was a big, rangy guy, athletic. He just moves well, and he moved well on that play.
Bryson Cleveland still down at the end of it. Cleveland only goes about 5'8", and Burnell at 6'2". Let's watch.
It's all Burnell. It's all one-on-one here in this corner. There's one route he's looking for, and that's a great catch by Burnell.
Great toss, too. One of those throws where only your receiver's gonna be able to pull it down. As we see Cleveland limp off. Let's keep his eye on that as well, because he returns kicks for this Daphne team. Oh, off the upright and goes through. Wow. Just one doink.
You're familiar with those, aren't you?
Spanish Fort on 3rd and goal from the 16. Berg to Burnell. And we're even with 4 minutes to go in the second. So it's been kind of a good one so far.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it promises more to come.
3:53 to go. 80-yard drive for the Toros. They had a touchdown taken off the board and a holding call. Then they convert on 3rd and 16. Take almost 4 minutes off the clock to tie this one at 7. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Jared Kihas, our entire Friday night Rivals crew. Matt Melton, our statistician, here with us.
It was good to see Kenny King before the game. We haven't seen him all year. They've had a great season. Wanted to congratulate him on that. Gets the skinny on it, and now we got Daphne on.
And Bro tries a short little pop-up kick. Fair catch called for at the 35. Good awareness by Jay Holmes there for the Trojans.
Let's keep an eye on some of the Trojans' outside speed, including Holmes right there. Blackwell, Crum, they can run. And Spanish Fort's got to be very aware of that. Keep everything in front of them. So far they have.
Daphne just 20 yards through the air, our statistician says.
It's about a 3-yard drive for the touchdown. Remember,
on the 1.
Yeah, 1. Okay, there you go.
At the 35, Williams shifts over behind Battle. And Battle gives it to him, and this time it's the Toros with the penetration. Hickson in there. Sophomore safety comes up to make the stop. To see him slide up, play some of that linebacker spot as well. JoJo said no.
Guy's got good size.
No gain. And
dead ball, unsportsmanlike against White.
There you go.
15-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Just trying to put a lid on that stuff, but it's going to happen.
Yeah, there's no shortage of chirping going on out there in the field tonight on either side. And
must have gone a little beyond that.
So 2nd and 25 now, which you hate getting behind the sticks against anybody but a team with the defense like this of this Toro crew. But you got one of the best quarterbacks in the state leading your offense. Sidearms that one, and they say incomplete. And I was thinking that might have been potentially a lateral. And, we talked about the footing, and it looked like as Trent Battle went to throw that one, his push-off foot slipped in the turf, and that's what. Let's watch and see if that.
I don't know why he's releasing it that way, though. I don't think that's the Battle we saw a year ago.
So Holmes couldn't short hop that one, and now 3rd and 25. And you always think about this end of the first half. battle. Sidearm gets that one. Holmes his first catch, but only gets up to the 30 and be well short of the first down. And as I was saying, Daphne's going to get the ball, going to have to kick off to start the second half. So Spanish Fort's going to get the ball to start the third quarter, and now you got here late.
Yeah, Spanish
with a chance to get it back.
They're thinking points right here, no doubt.
Holmes his first catch tonight, and Bonner on to punt. He's got the big leg as we've seen. Another good one and a half-hearted fair catch by Gottfried at the 35. More of our great Friday Night Rivals partners, including Andy Citron Injury Attorneys. All year long, he's been presenting our Scholastic Athletes of the week, and at the end of the season, someone's going to get $5,000 in the form of a scholarship from Andy Citron and McConnell Collision Center. Thanks for being a part of Friday Night Rivals with your partnership, bringing us the penalty flags. Sometimes a little too many, but, you know, he doesn't really get a say in that, I guess. 2.5.
More advertising.
Go from the 35, and procedure call here against the Toros. We're back to the 30.
False start offense. 5 yards, first down.
You know, you talk to these officials, and they really, really love what they do, and they're a big part of what happens on Friday nights all across South Alabama.
UMS up on the road up in the Birmingham area tonight, leading 7-6 at the half. Back at the 30 now. Bird right over the middle.
Nice block by the official.
Yeah. Gets that one to 3. And Aaron 3 up to the 41. He picks up 11. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Watch the umpire. He's not trying to get in the way, but he kind of does right there. And 3 gets some extra yards because of that.
I bet Whitney Hankins is still salty about that. Cade Reynolds comes in there to trip up Hickson, and will bring up 3rd and about call a long 2 here for the Toros. Both teams have used 2 of their timeouts already here in the first half.
There's a lot of effort being given by these teams tonight. No telling what's going on in the midst of those piles up front.
3rd and short. Bird on the keeper. He's going to have the first down. He's going to pay the price, but there's a flag. But the line of scrimmage extended.
So it's going to be a hold on the wideout this side of the field.
The McConnell Collision Center.
Illegal formation. 5 men in the backfield. It's 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Not as big a penalty for Spanish Fort.
Boy, those
still a makeable 3rd down.
Pre-snap infractions drive a coach crazy. 3rd and 7 now for the Toros as they rewind the clock here. And Spanish Fort again, they're kind of trying to decide on. They want to give the ball back to Daphne with, if they have to, as little time as possible. But then if they get a first down here, then you can see them maybe start to pick up the tempo a bit to try to cash in.
Agreed.
Before the end of the half. Set up a screen over the middle. Able to get it complete and falling ahead with the first down is Gottfried up to the 47-yard line.
It was a great call, but what made it so hard was it was a middle screen. Now watch where the pressure comes from on the quarterback on this play. It's right up the middle, right in his face, but he's able to get it off and complete the play and complete the first down. And now, like you say, now they're cooking a little bit.
Stop the clock because they moved the chains, and Toros with 1 timeout left. Gottfried over the middle. That one was tipped. Quinley maybe got his hand up on that one, and at 6'4", he can disrupt the flight pattern.
Yes, he can.
And that's indeed what he did. He got his right hand on that pass, so it stops it with just under 57 seconds to go, and looks like Kenny King and Daphne going to take. Oh, they need to reset the play clock. There's a little confusion on that. The clock is stopped, so no real harm there. And the Toros will go 4 wide. Bird picks up the low snap, feels some pressure. Quinley chasing after him, and Bird flips it to the near sidelines and is dropped inside the 25 as he had Threet down there, and Quinley was given chase.
Uncanny throw. On the run like that, kind of a broken play a little bit. He gets out of the pocket.
And he knows he's got pressure coming from the backside, too.
He does. He had a low snap to start the play.
And Threet couldn't hold on to that one.
A lot of low snaps for the Toros.
And we'll bring up, it's not 3rd and 10. You wonder if they keep it on the ground here and then maybe make Daphne use that last time out. Bird fires, and it's dropped. That one had some heat on it and went right back to Threet, who, not sure if he was totally expecting that pass there, but it goes off his hands.
It got on top of him in a hurry. You're going to see it really well right here. And it's, you know what, a little behind him, plus the...
Reynolds got his arm up.
Yeah, Cade Reynolds got the arm up, so Threet had a few things working against him right there. And the third thing was, it was a fastball.
Yeah, it was a heater.
Yeah, it was.
All right, so Bryson Cleveland is back to return the punt. Remember, we saw him limp off on that Toro touchdown, and this one a low line drive kick, and Cleveland will just let it bound to the 12. And clock stops with 32.9 seconds left here, but Daphne pinned back deep in their own end. And we'll see how aggressive Zach Golson, the offensive coordinator, and Kenny King want to be here, pinned back deep.
I think considering the field position and the history of what we've seen here in the first half, they're not going to get too cute. I'd be surprised if they do.
King gives Bradley then pitches it back off. Turning the corner up the near side is who gentleman we just talked about. Bryson Cleveland out to the 33, then flags at the end of the play, so the play will stop.
I've got to admit, that one came out of the cute file. But it was on the ground.
Just a little flip there. And
yeah, it's on the ground, and so
Bryson Cleveland, a DB, but does return punts. Let's see the flag at the end. What happens here?
Oh, block in the back. See if that's the call.
The McConnell Collision Center. Flag up at the 42. Yep, Dan Brennan saw that one.
Yeah, right at the tackle.
Yep.
He blocked the tackler as he was making the tackle.
During the run, blocking the back against the offense. 10 yards, replay, first down.
Actually, at the end of the run.
See the Daphne crowd here, and there's Trent Battle now, which is 20 seconds left. It is a first down. Let's see what Battle and the Trojans dial up. A little bit of pressure. Battle up the middle of the field. Scrambling, and the 33 is going to be really close to the first down, but it is going to have it. They do not stop the clock and get it set, so that will close out the first half. 7-7. Between Daphne and Spanish Fort, we'll hear from Coach Ben Blackman on the home sidelines as he gets ready to head in here and talk to his team after an exciting first half. Boy, Coach, first impressions, two really good football teams getting after it here to close out the regular season.
Yeah, it's fun. There's two teams. They're battling each other. You're making some mistakes, but we got as Spanish Fort, we got to put the ball in the end zone. We had the ball, we drove it down the field, we stalled out, missed a field goal. Had a bad turnover, gave them 7 yards. Our defense is 7 points. Our defense is playing very good. Proud of them. Offensively, we just got to keep finding the rhythm and put the ball in the end zone.
You've talked about your young quarterback getting better each and every week. In the moment, again, certainly does not look too big for this young man out here tonight.
Yeah, he's a winner. He's a competitor. He's a winner. That's all I can tell you about him.
Coach, what do you see in the second half?
Well, we just got to do what we do. We got a great game plan. Our kids just, they're going to execute, and we got to, when we get our shots, we got to make those opportunities the best for us.
All right, Coach. Thanks for the time and hospitality here tonight at Spanish Fort. Halftime score 7-7. He's ready to get in there and he's ready to get in there and get with his team. 7-7.
Did you think he would be in picnic mode?
Spanish Fort. Friday Night Rivals to close out the season. A great one on the hill tonight here on UTV 44. Halftime here at Spanish Fort. Daphne and the home team Toros tied at 7 apiece. It has been a defensive battle here tonight, which we kind of thought we'd have a chance to see, and both teams certainly bringing it on that side of the ball. Last week we got a chance to see Fairhope for the first time. We saw Alma Bryant, and we had a young man that we met in the pregame show, Aiden Adams, and we were excited to meet him and said, hey, be great on TV tonight. And he turns out to be the player of the game, Dan Brennan.
Yeah, Adams, defensive back right there, makes a big play, cornerback. Excited for him. He got a lot of love down in the Bayou for his work on the field. Riley Leonard looked like he certainly could have been the player of the game, too. He was on the winning team.
He's going to be telling people next year or next few years when Riley Leonard's slinging it at Duke, he's like, yeah, I picked him off. I baited him on that throw. I baited him to make that throw.
Great young kid and real happy for him.
So interception there. Then, of course, to start the second half, he takes this one, I believe it was 98 yards. And when he got here, it was like, okay, nope, it's not going to happen. Like the kicker, no chance to catch Adams. And we talked about just how he was going to have to make big plays, and he did. Offense, defense, special teams, played a little bit on offense. But Kirk Reynolds, player of the game, and the folks down in the Bayou voting for Aiden Adams. So congratulations to him. At the end of tonight's game, we'll give you 3 players as well. And it'll be a little tougher tonight. Nobody's standing out offensively so far because it's been so throttled down. But we'll give you 3 players to choose from at the end of tonight's game. And then
might be 3 defensive players.
Could be. And then we'll tell you about, well, I don't know when we'll tell you about it because we don't get to do any games after this week. So week 1, 2021, we'll tell you who the player of the game was in week 11, 2020. Spanish Fort and Daphne tonight to close out the regular season on Friday Night Rivals. It's been a great one here so far tonight in Spanish Fort. 7-7. Daphne jumped out to a 7-0 lead. Fort came back to tie it, and that's where we're at the half. So we've had some highlights in the first half, but each week we get to look at the Thursday night lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from all across the country. High school football. I mean, we were doing it back before anybody else, really. Now they're doing it everywhere. Mm-hmm. See some of the big plays from across the country in last week's high school football action.
After a long weather delay, we are underway with our Crystal kickoff for the Tennessee Army National Guard and Dr. Pepper. Friday Night Rivals, game of the week. And a big play to begin. Down the sideline. Listed at Kennedy on the return.
An answer. There's Cam Eubanks, the first of a couple picks for Cam Eubanks.
The game I've been here, if we win the turnover battle, we win the game, and a big stick there.
4th down, Helm rolling right, firing downfield. It's tipped and intercepted. He had his man, but that ball is picked off. And Ty Larson still up. Larson looking for the pick 6, and he's got it.
Shanks will hand it right up the middle again to Smith. Smith hurdles the defender, gets pushed around, trying to get to the corner of the end zone, and he is...
Snap the heel, slant pass. Oh, what a catch! What a catch! That is Cameron Rodriguez.
Big pass over to the near side. Boy, jump to Isaac. Isaac passes all the way downfield. And it's caught by Tyler Woods.
An illegal play, maybe?
So funny, Dan Brennan. Jim Bibby, longtime official, texted me in the first half and said, give Brennan a white hat and a whistle. He'd be good as an official. And now you're breaking down missed calls in Tupelo.
The highlight from Dayton, Ohio was 2 forward passes. You can't do that.
Well, maybe they have different rules there. I mean,
no, they don't have different rules in the cradle of football,
Canada.
Ohio.
Canada football is different. I mean, it's different. Let's tell you about our Scholastic athletes.
I think Dayton's in Canada.
For the Daphne Trojans, Trevor Lee, a senior, 4.43 GPAs in the top 3% of his class, football, bowling, and baseball. National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Societies, the founder of the Daphne High School Discussion Club, and also Football Academic Player of the Year nominee, and he's possibly attending Harvard to study computer science.
Whoa.
So congratulations to Trevor. And
whatever they discuss in the discussion club is probably over my head.
Yes, I would be convinced of that. So hopefully he does go to Harvard. And for the Spanish Sport Toros, Olivia Wilder, a senior, 4.3 GPA. She's ranked 5th in the class, runs cross country and track and field. She's in a bunch of those things that National Honor Society, Project Outreach. Like, if I don't know what they mean, that probably is an indictment on me more than the young woman there, I would guess.
No doubt it is.
But she's already enrolled in college. She's getting college prep, distinctive diploma. She's going to study kinesiology. Nobody thought I would get that word right. She wants to start an occupational therapy program, start studying in that after she earns the credits to do so. Olivia Wilder, our Scholastic athlete on the Spanish sports side, and Andy Citron, injury attorneys. Again, big thank you to Andy and all of his crew. They're going to pick one of these great Scholastic athletes and give them a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. So congratulations to Trevor and Olivia tonight here. They're in the running for $5K for their great work in the classroom. 7-7 our score at the half. Daphne and Spanish Fort, two rivals closing out the season, both getting ready for the playoffs. And this one kind of feels like a playoff game here tonight on UTV 44. It's been a defensive battle when you look at it 7-7, Dan, but I think when you listen to what Coach Blackman said there about his team not being able to put the ball in the end zone, that's the difference, because as we're going to see, Spanish Sports got a lot of yards, but they haven't been able to convert those into points very often.
Yeah, and I think they'd like to think that's going to happen in the second half here, but you're right, 264 total yards to 72 in the first half. Daphne's not been able to get anything going, and their one scoring drive was 1 yard after the turnover.
Yeah, and Daphne has really not had the ball all that much either. Spanish Fort has really dominated time of possession, but big plays did play a part in the first half, as we can see here. Get things going here was a opening drive, a blocked field goal attempt. Bryson Cleveland came in. That was on the opening series, and then pressure from the backside. Cade Reynolds knocked the ball free, and then Quinley had a chance at it, and then it was Johnny Purdue lumbering down to the 1, and Williams able to walk it in for the touchdown, and that gave our first score of the night. Daphne jump out on top, and then a 3rd and goal from the 16 after a touchdown was called back on a holding call. The sophomore Bird goes up top to Christian Burnell on a beautifully thrown ball to tie the game at 7. You see those offensive yards there that Dan was talking about, 264 for Spanish Fort, but they only come away with 7 points. Daphne just really has not done much. 72, 41 on the ground, 31 in the air. Each team with a turnover on back-to-back plays, and Battle really hasn't really thrown it a lot, but when he has, he's only 4 of 7 for 31 yards. On the other side, Bird, big numbers there, 182 yards, including the touchdown pass to Burnell. We'll take our final timeout, and we'll come back, and we'll start quarter number 3 here on the Hill. The last half of the last game of the regular season here on Friday Night Rivals. Jim Cox chuckling, Dan Brennan.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Up in the booth, Matt Melton, our statistician, Jared Kihos down in the truck, and our entire UTV 44 Friday Night Rivals crew here. 7-7. You see the score? How about This one, as my voice for some strange reason jumps up a couple octaves. BC Reign leading Mobile Christian 18-7 in the third.
We've got one win on the year.
And Mobile Christian being surprised last week, of course, by Williamson.
It was a Thursday night takedown, gave Williamson the region title.
They did.
Good for them.
So the Toros kick off here to the Trojans as we...
Whatever Daphne, they've got to cook something else up. It's not working. 72 total yards in the first half. That's not going to get it.
High kick, fair catch by Holmes at the 30. And there's been nothing sustained either. And also, you start to think a little bit, that defense is going to get a little tired of being on the field.
I mean, they've already given up the 182 yards passing and nearly 100 on the ground. So it's time for the offense to pull the rope a little bit, do their part.
Trent Battle, we talked about that young man going to TCU and committed early, and a lot of these young men that are getting offers, they hadn't been able to go visit campuses. Inside give, Bradley not there because of the COVID and the pandemic. Like, young athletes, or even if you're just not an athlete going to try to figure out where you want to go to college, you're not able to go and tour schools and get a feel like you normally would, which is a huge part of the recruitment process. They're just making that decision.
Yeah, from the very top on down, the top teams in the SEC to the, Sun Belt.
Tyler Bradley to about the 35, bring up third down. Got some folks watching in Fairhope tonight. Ty Thompson and Kevin McCarron watching the ball game together tonight.
Kenny's trying to, will his young men. A couple of runs there, the first 2 plays of the second half. Kenny King's like saying, we've got to run the ball, guys. We've got to block people up front. Spanish Fort does not make it that easy.
3rd and 6, Battle. Looks, slings it far side. He's able to get that one complete as Crum has the catch and a first down.
Not sure about the sidearm throw by Battle, but that one was on the money.
So we haven't had a chance to see this Daphne team this year, and Battle able to get that one off complete to his favorite receiver on the year, Crum. And now keeping this one is Battle all the way up to the 40-yard line. Picks up 26 on first down.
There you go. There's your play right there. This quarterback draw. Could also see some quarterback power coming up. Very good player. Let him show what he's got.
See tempo here as well. Battle keeps it again. Gets pushed out of bounds after the gain of a couple.
I think it's getting Battle a little juiced up too, that he's calling his own number.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a good idea by Daphne to get him involved. They'd really like to get one of their wideouts loose downfield.
Step out of bounds at the 39, so a gain of 1, and right up the middle again goes Battle, and he's got the first down to the 27. Pickup of 12.
He didn't run one time in the first half.
No. And they go with the up-tempo as well here. Now they'll make one substitution, send Bradley out, and Williams checks in the backfield. Pitch. Nick Clark, his first carry tonight, and good job there by the Toros just to keep stringing that one down the line. And
Nick
again,
Clark, he was just looking for a crease, wasn't he, Jim?
Hickson came up, stuck his nose in there, and pushed Clark. Clark just a freshman, but he's carried it now 32 times on the year, and you can see his size there, almost 6 feet, and just a Fusakli's tender under 200. 2nd and 9. Battle, same thing. right up in the middle, and then takes a big hit late on the end of that play as Trent Hayes came over and put the big lick on, and third down coming up.
A little chippy stuff after the play. I think you run it here because you got it twice. This is 2-down territory. Kenny King trying to make a statement through his team, or maybe for his team.
Now making a statement, they bring Quinley over on the offensive side of the ball as well, and he'll come in as an extra blocking back. And now they're going to keep Clark in there. Play clock at 12. So now they're going to have Quinley. No, it's going to be. Now they're going to bring in Christopher Lyles.
Now they're going to call a timeout.
That's another big blocker. They're not going to. Are they going to get it off? They do not get it off. So they brought Lyles in, another tight end at 6'1", 205. He was coming in to block. Quinley coming in to block, and hate to use a timeout just 3 minutes into the third.
But it's a big play.
Yeah.
And I think if they don't get this, but they get a few, you'd leave the same lineup in there and you do it again.
I was exactly thinking the same thing, Dan Brennan. You see what the Daphne Trojans have done this year. Had a good tussle to start the season with Lee Montgomery, and then got on a roll. You know, they've never beaten their two big rivals, Fairhope and Spanish Fort, in the same year. Well, they checked the first part of that off the box in week 3 when they rolled Fairhope 41-13. Then lost in overtime there at Theodore. Easy win against Foley, Bryant. Then put 50 up 2 of the last 3 weeks and shut out Murphy, who's trying to play themselves into the playoffs tonight. So see the big numbers that they've put up there. And you see some of the defensive scores. But like you said, Dan, when you score that many points on offense, sometimes there'll be some late scores with substitutions and trying to get a lot of young men in on the field there. But definitely a great season by Kenny King and the Trojans.
They've got a different opponent tonight. They're not getting 50 this evening.
No.
And, but they don't want 50. They just want one more than the other team's got. Third down. Let's see if they got the same lineup in there, Jim.
They do. They keep Lyles in on the left side to block. Battle looks to the right side and goes right up the middle, and he's going to have the first down, and the ball came loose at the end of that play, but able to fall on it. Nick Clark, good alertness by the freshman there.
Saved the whole drive right there.
And you saw that Battle gave just a quick look to the right. Let's watch it get. Well, just kind of swung out and
once
nearly.
Once you become a runner, you're a runner. You got to secure the football.
Yeah, Cass Taylor there, and a big hit down low on Nick Clark as Hickson went down low. Hickson, the sophomore, lost some paint on his helmet there. He's delivered the big
swapping paint like they do in NASCAR. How about a sophomore linebacker and a freshman running back?
Yeah. They'll get to know each other well on Fridays over the next
they will.
Few years. And so this drive now closing in on 4 minutes, 2nd and 7. They can get it down to the 2 to pick up another first down. And now Quinley and Lyles both load up the left side. Lyles pulls around to block and springs a little hole there for Battle to get to the 5. Could bring up another third down. The Trojans perfect on third downs on this drive.
Like, it is so impressive when you talk with him. Then we were leaving the stadium one time, Jubilee Stadium, and ran into his family.
Yep.
And you said, okay, now I get it.
His dad, former pro baseball player, played at South. His mom, a principal in the Baldwin County school system over in Daphne. All Battle on the right side, and he's in for the touchdown.
Well, it didn't trick you. You pretty much knew what was coming. By that point of the drive, it was going to be Battle with quarterback power, quarterback draw, and he gets in.
Rushing touchdown of the season. Battle.
72 yards the whole first half. They're up to 140 now, 139 after that drive.
That was a 70-yard drive.
Yeah.
And Bonner try to extend the Daphne lead, and he does. So Daphne comes out, marches it down the field behind the TCU commit, and they regain the lead by a score here on Friday Night Rivals. So I think if you're Kenny King, you could not be more pleased as to how that opening drive went for your team.
Now they're going to have a discussion on the Spanish Fort side. You got to take away Battle, take away the quarterback. First guy that got the ball is basically walked it right down the field on you. You're thinking, no, wait a minute. How do we let this happen?
Yeah, I think 43 of those yards on the ground came from Battle. This one dropped loose. Special teams continuing to be a bit of a problem here for the Trojans tonight. And Godfrey able to get on it. He's had trouble with a punt. They've had Hickson actually was the one who got on it. They had field goal blocked. Lots of trouble with the punt. And then this one just went right off the midsection of Hickson, but Toros able to get it there.
They look like outfielders that are having a little trouble with the fly ball and struggling with the wind.
You know what, though? We mentioned it before the game. It seems like there's some lights out here, and it's darker than usual.
I think there was some storm damage to some of the lights. It wasn't mentioned to us. We just noticed it.
And so that could be a problem as the give up the left side and all the way out to the 40-yard line goes Hickson, and he picks up 22.
He wanted to make sure we knew that was a first down.
So Hickson got a great opening on the left side, and Reynolds all the way downfield to pull him down. They'll mark him at the 39 officially.
Good run, young man. Gets Spanish Fort out of a hole, gets their second half offense up and going. Got somebody injured down on the field?
Do have a Trojan kneeling down there. It's Cameron Long, the safety. Hopefully he'll be good. It looks like they're looking down at the left ankle. You know, there's sometimes you wonder, Dan, when you have such a big rivalry game like this, the last game of the regular season really puts a lot of pressure on both coaches, win or lose, to put that one in the rearview mirror and reset to get into the playoffs. You can't let either side of the emotion carry over to next week.
No, you've even got to, I think both coaches considered some injuries they've got right now. Is it worth playing a guy today because we want him for the real run, the playoffs? And I know that Ben Blackman had that consideration for a couple of players tonight. I'm sure Kenny King does the same.
Long goes off under his own power. That's a good sign as you look at Coach Blackman there. Is that one of the youngest Blackman we just saw bounding? One of the ball boys just bounding there?
That's Cade, right?
Hickson again up to the 49, and they'll give him 10 and good for another first down. Hickson, again, we talked about him. He's really done a good job filling in for the injured Johnny Morris, the junior running back who had over 600 yards coming into the season before he got banged up a few weeks back. This time it's Johnny Purdue with the bear hug. Purdue has played well tonight, had that recovered fumble and got it all the way down to the 1. No gain on first down there for.
Back in form there. Big, imposing defensive line for Daphne.
Just outside of the midfield stripe. Bird pressure coming from the edge from Reynolds. Hangs it up on the far side. Was looking to get it off to Williams, and Williams wants a flag, but Powell was back there, and he does draw the flag. Reynolds came on a blitz on the outside. Reynolds has got the size. Montgomery's got the size advantage over Powell. Yeah, he just.
Yep.
And that a little too much hand fighting there, and wasn't turned to look at the ball, and
kind of raked across him a little bit, and that is going to be a first down for Spanish Fort, and they're moving it again.
Pass interference gives the defense 15 yards, results in the first down.
That's good. Good read also by the young quarterback. He was going right initially. Then the second read was kind of open down on the sideline. He delivered a decent ball. He had a lot of pressure on him.
To the 36 after the 15-yard pass interference penalty. Ooh, a little delayed handoff. You heard that trying to spin.
One of the games of the week this year, this one leads in big licks.
Yeah.
Already at this point in the third quarter.
And you heard that one coming from our big word coming parabolic microphone on the sidelines.
We could have heard it with just the window open.
My wife might have heard it on the patio.
Maybe.
2nd and 7. Bird comes to the near side and through the hands of Mario Montgomery. 3rd down. Now coming up here for the Toros as we're just past the halfway.
It's got to be cool for Kenny King. You know, the community where he grew up, where he started as a player. And of course, going on in Alabama, but right here in Daphne.
They're in the early days of that high school starting up, too.
Yes.
Low snap again, but Bird picks it up. Lofts it. Just out of reach.
Gosh, he's accurate. Boy, that was just a little beyond me. And I've been singing the praises of Godfrey, though he hasn't had the best of games tonight. But
you know, just the snaps, though, like it kind of just could throw off the rhythm just a touch. But what a beautiful throw! And remember, Ben Blackman said when the young man moved down here when he was in
eighth grade.
8th grade, and he wasn't playing quarterback where he came before. And Ben Blackman
straightened that out.
He did not take long to make that change, and you can see why. He's just a sophomore, and he's also the punter to send this one down and through the end zone out to the 20. Will the Trojans come? 5:10 left in the third quarter. Daphne scored on their opening drive here in the second half, and they get it back when we come back on Friday Night Rivals. See our score here in Spanish Fort. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Jared Kihas, our Friday Night Rivals crew. So down the road in Baldwin County here, Fairhope all over Murphy, 35-0. And Murphy was trying to play themselves into a 4 seed. And Fairhope coming out dominating early. Williams swallowed up quickly there as, again, Hickson was in there. How often have we called that young man's name tonight on tackles?
Sophomore. Look out for him. Good size already. He will be a linebacker, right, when it's all said and done.
Yeah, and you can see that Williams got hit, then lost his footing and kind of awkwardly got bent back there. Gains only 1. Now Battle deals with the low snap. Floats it to the near side, and Holmes has got it at the 30, and that'll be good for a first down.
Battle surveys the field again. Not a good snap for him either. Nice and easy. Gets it out to Jay Holmes.
He's up at the 31. And a first down here for the Trojans. Delay on the handoff. Williams will get 3.
Well, I thought they had something if they went to the outside on that play. Jim, did you see that? They really crashed down everybody. The blocking was excellent. It didn't get what it could have gotten had he taken it to the outside, I do believe.
Sometimes it is easier to see it up here than when the ball's in your hands down there, isn't it?
It most certainly is, Jim.
They'll give him 2. Now Battle looking to pass, has time, wants to air it out. Looking, streaking, and he's trying to get it to Crum, and it was just out of his reach. Double coverage back there, and Crum thought there was some contact. It sounded like maybe the Daphne stands over on the far side maybe thought that was the case. That gentleman trying to be very inauspicious with the chartreuse jacket to draw attention to himself when he's complaining about a call there.
Yeah, notice that.
3rd and 6. 5 wide receivers for Battle and Company. And now Daphne will take their second timeout of the second half, leaving them with just one, with a lot of football left to be played here. A big 3rd and 6 from their own 35.
They've really had one good drive in this game, and it was to open the half, and most of it was Battle doing the running. Nothing spectacular, but and then we have quarterback draws and quarterback powers, and he'd get 6, 7, 8 at a time.
Didn't see that much on this drive so far as Kenny King looks on there. His team will host Prattville next week. Round 1 of the playoffs, and McAdory will come here to take on Spanish Fort. Coach King talking to Alan Duhan, our official over there. Speaking of officials, Jim Bibby, who's kind of like our Mike Pereira. We can go to him when we need to and get the...
He really is.
He said you were 100% correct on the... Where's that game at? Toledo? Dayton? I've been to both places. There's no difference. He said you were correct on the 2 forward passes.
Thought I saw something awry on the highlight. Touchdown. What?
Brennan also looks like Hockley when he makes the calls with the big guns, and Hockley, the former longtime NFL official with the big pipes. So here we go, 3rd and 6 from the 35 after Daphne takes the timeout. And
I just want to establish something, Jim. You're right. They just have never really had a real rhythm in this game except for the quarterback draws, and they've got talent. They just got to convert a play.
Bradley checks into the backfield on 3rd and 6. Battle keeps it. He's at midfield and more, and he's got a first down to the 45.
You know what? That play works.
Yeah.
Just keep on running it. Spread everybody out so that Spanish Fort is sideline to sideline defensively, and they just keep gashing him with the quarterback. And he's a talented runner.
Picks up 25. Out to the near side. Holmes with the catch. Got some blocking in front of him, and picks up a couple as Caleb Jones was trying to seal things off there, but Spanish Fort wasn't given much room on their sideline for the junior Holmes, who's caught around now 30 balls for 450 yards on the year.
He's got some speed. You can still see Daphne getting a receiver to sneak behind this group here.
Give it to Bradley with some pulling guards, and he goes to cut back and just lost his feet as he had some help out there. Hicks was helping lead the way, and just as he went to cut it back, the feet go right out from underneath him here.
Yeah, they had power going left. They had some blockers out in front, but he did look for the cutback, and he just went straight to the ground.
3rd and 10. Battle steps up in the pocket. Fires that one right to the sticks, and he's got it complete to Caleb Jones. Looks like they're going to mark him maybe a football length short, Dan Brennan.
Yeah, maybe a yard. They're going to have to go for it here. 4th and...
Yeah, going to mark him at just outside the 35, and he's got to get just inside the 35. And
I don't know if it was a fair spot or not. But
yeah, it looked like he was closer to the stick when he made the catch in front of Gaffney.
Yep.
We'll make it 4th and a full yard here, and Battle on the left side has the first down as he pushes forward, and Avery Wilson came in to make the tackle, but easily converted there.
Not like a quarterback sneak either, where he just extends the ball or does whatever. Battle was looking to bust that one.
Yep.
He was looking for that one to be a big home run. So Spanish Fort's able to keep him to the game for the first down, but that's it.
Yeah, BLP Mobile paints school colors, Cam. Of course, out of the shotgun all the time. The quarterback sneak is just something you rarely see. But 1st and 10. But now they go Wildcat, handing it off. Bradley gave it to Williams, and he's to the 20. They were wanting some extra yards, maybe a horse collar at the end of that one. So they direct snap to Bradley, and
yeah, they could have called that.
Name's right up around the nameplate area.
Could have called that.
They stay with Bradley, and Bradley will keep it. Bounces off a big hit, still on his feet, and then spins and absorbs another one as Mike Daphne comes up to finish it off.
Yeah, absorbs is right. This is a very physical game tonight. They're paying for everything they get. Not a big guy in Bradley.
Because we don't want to be the ones questioning the officials, but Jim Bibby says that indeed was a horse collar, should have been the penalty. Jim Bibby, former longtime official, retired a couple of years ago, and now before the snap, false start.
False start. Offense, 5 yards, 2nd down.
Now, of course, I'm obliged to say, and a good one. But I'm actually thinking it over. Hey, Jim has saved me so many times down at the wharf with my miscues.
Yes.
He's the guy down there.
Yes. We had a conference call about one of them one time, actually. We're
great guy.
Not going to have to stop. Not going to have to snap this one again in the 3rd, as Daphne will just let the clock run down. And we will head to quarter number 4. Daphne on top by 7 and knocking at the door again as we come back to start the 4th here on Friday Night Rivals. Ready to start quarter number 4. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Jared Kihas, and Matt Melton, our statistician standing right next to us, said Daphne in that 3rd quarter had the ball 9 minutes and 47 seconds.
Complete flip of the first half.
2 minutes and 13 seconds is all Daphne had it for, is all Spanish Fort had it for, and now Daphne on 3rd and 12 from the 22.
You know, that's another thing. They're also going deep into the pitch count.
Mm-hmm.
3rd down. They're converting 3rd downs time and time again.
Yep.
Got to be a little demoralizing for Spanish Fort.
Nick Clark, the big freshman, checks in at a fullback in front of Battle. In motion. Crum, they fake the pitch to him, and Battle takes it on the left side, and Trent Battle stopped at the 15, and it's going to bring up 4th down here. And so, all right, so they had it as listed as 3rd down there. Actually, this will be 3rd down. That was the penalty that stopped it at the end of the half.
That's right.
Scoreboard has it as 4th down.
Yep.
They have it as 3rd down on the field, which is what I should have been paying attention to. Statistician should have pointed that out clearly to me, though, before. So 3rd and 5 for Battle. Pressure coming. Fires it to the corner, and it's incomplete as he took a big hit on that one, and just got away. Peyton Solomon there was bringing the pressure.
He didn't have a man open. He had 2 men open.
And he dropped it right in between both of them.
Yeah.
Over one in front of another. And so now Corey Bonner will come on to attempt a 33-yard field goal. Caden Pierce will hold. And this is a big kick here to try to make it a 2-score game for Bonner from the near hash. And off the upright and no good. Plenty of leg. It went high off the upright and then fell back into the field of play. Special teams tonight. Watch, lots of leg here. High up on the upright and
the inside of the pole.
Down it came, and now Spanish Fort.
Spanish Fort, do they remember what it's like to be on offense?
It's been a while. And Daphne's defense kind of needed the rest after they were out there on the field for 16 minutes in the first half. Reynolds with a high tackle there to wrap up on Hickson. But how good of football teams are we watching play out there tonight?
Yeah,
I mean,
two really good teams.
Really good.
Look at the seasons that they've had and look at the evidence in front of us. It's been a lot of good defense, though.
And Daphne's only loss overtime to Theodore. Spanish Fort lost to 7A Fairhope to start. Then they lost to an undefeated St. Paul's team who ran the table this year in week 2. And since then, they've been perfect. It's 7 in a row. And the Daphne defense there, Preston Paul leading the charge. And Hankins over there. And see Hankins give Bruno Ramirez a little fun head slap at the end of that one, saying good work on that one.
Yeah, they're seeing a few signs of sportsmanship now, which is nice to see.
3rd and long.
It's not the overwhelming theme of the night, but
it's not a lot of warm and fuzzies out there.
A couple of gestures are nice.
3rd and 10. Low snap. Bird keeps it. Pressure from Quinley. Now rolling out pressure from Purdue. He's going to run away from him, and Quinley keeps it. Eyes the sticks, and the sophomore picks up a very big first down for the Toros.
Boy, you didn't know he could run like that till he takes off, and he can go. He's how fast is he? Well, watch. He's fast enough. Should outrun that guy.
Got away from arm tackle. Devery Smith couldn't close the gap, and first down for Brendan Bird. We saw him up in Saraland, and before the game, Ben Blackman was saying he's going to be a special one. Up around the 40s, Purdue pulls down Hickson, but he gave us a heads up before that game. We saw him earlier in the year, Dan. He really liked that young quarterback, and we were impressed with him that night, and the admiration for number 7 for the Toros just grows.
Yeah, and he's heady, he's composed, he's confident.
He's going to grow into his frame some more.
Yeah, he's a lot to handle right now.
Delayed handoff, but the pressure was not delayed as Smith was in there with Preston Paul again, and 13th tackle for a loss on the season from Devery Smith.
I'm going to tell you, this is a great rivalry. It just is, and we know pandemic and social distancing and not too many people in the place, and I guess they've done their job here, but the fact is the Daphne fans are still really into it across the way.
Third and about 7 here for the Toros. Bird looking, feels the pressure, and now he's going to be dropped all the way back inside the 30. Preston Paul was there. Reynolds was there. Quinley was there, but the coverage was also there downfield.
Yeah, the coverage was there downfield, and the pressure got to be too much, and he was surrounded. He's very elusive, but that time it wasn't just one person in the backfield. It was too many.
Purdue had him. Paul finished him off.
Yeah, Paul came from behind.
And now Caden Blackwell stands at the 35. And a low line drive kick actually hit one of the Toros.
Yeah, Spanish Fort's wondering if it might have hit Daphne, but the fact is it hit the back of one of their own players.
Good field position for the Toros. So our trivia question, name Alabama's all-time winningest high school football coach who is retiring after his final game tonight.
I've got this, and I've got it because...
Somebody text you.
No.
Oh.
On FM Talk 106.5, you got a show called Prep Sports Report.
Uh-huh.
Rick Cleveland. Uh-huh. Coach Lassiter.
Oh, yeah.
Corey LeBounty.
Yeah.
And they were talking about a guy by the name of Buddy Anderson from Vestavia Hills.
How about that?
What a...
He's been there 49 years. The only school he's ever coached at. Head coach for 43 years. And he wraps it up tonight. He and his wife actually both battled COVID this year.
Gosh.
And wrapping it up and give to Williams. And Williams has a first down. He crosses midfield and takes a big hit. And you saw his 345 wins. Bonus trivia question. You know who's the second winningest coach all time?
I do not.
You know him really well.
Terry Curtis?
Terry Curtis.
Wow.
He will probably pass
that guy.
Buddy, as we see Williams there. Yeah, how about staying at one school your whole career? 43 years as a head coach, 6 years as an assistant, and he means so much up to Vestavia Hills and that program.
That's incredible.
You couldn't make that up in a movie.
No one would believe it.
At the 43. Back to Williams. Dances a bit and falls to the 42.
Guess who's starting to get a little tired right now? Spanish Fort defense, which really they couldn't even, get a first down in the first half. I think they had two at the end of 2 quarters, 2 first downs. Daphne now's got 11, and it's not all Trent Battle either.
It's not been huge chunk plays. They've been kind of methodical.
Yeah, they have.
So we're down to 6.5 minutes.
They haven't made it the big mistake.
Battle keeps this one. Trying to get to the outside, and he's knocked out of bounds right at the 40. Gaffney. You know how sometimes you see corners that they're just cover guys. They really don't like to come up and make a tackle. That's not Micah Gaffney. That's not him.
No, it's not the Micah Gaffney I've been watching tonight.
That's not her for the past couple of years.
It was right on his own sideline there too, Jim. So he's got to show out there.
3rd and 3. Daphne has been lights out on 3rd downs here in the second half. Play clock inside 5. Battle gives it to Williams, and he's stopped right at the line of scrimmage as Hickson's here. And
well, they could have bled another 3 minutes off the clock if they get that first down right there, Jim.
Yeah, remember, Daphne only has 1 timeout. The Toros have their full complement. And Bonner will line up. We get a good look at us right across from the Daphne sideline, and the Toro fans right in front of us. A great vantage point to watch a high school football game. And Bonner angles that one to the far side, and great kick is going to land inside the 10 down to the 9. So a 31-yard net, but pins Spanish Fort back. 4 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Daphne Spanish Fort coming down to the wire here on Friday Night Rivals. Last game of the regular season. It's a good one tonight here on the Hill. Here we go, inside 5 minutes to go. Daphne on top of Spanish Fort. This one was 7-7 at the half. And now here comes Brendan Bird and the Toro. Bird has missed his last 6 passes, and now making 7. It's up in the air, intercepted. Midnight Stewart got it off a foot. Touchdown, Trojans.
You gotta love his name. At midnight, that might be lights out for Spanish Fort. I might be a little early in saying that, but that puts Daphne up now 20-7.
3rd interception of the year. 2nd defensive touchdown for Midnight Stewart.
You see that hit a foot?
Yeah, I think it did, and Philip Jordan was right there as well. The receiver fell down, and I think it comes off. Let's watch here. Receiver falls down. It goes off his foot. And Midnight Stewart, with the good hands, comes up with the interception. And now Bonner with a PAT. suddenly makes this a 2-touchdown game. That's an unbelievable play.
Incredible play, but that it doesn't surprise me who it is, though. Midnight's mama used to work on our crew a couple of years ago and then dedicated the Friday nights to her son.
Good look at that. Like you said, Air Force is after him, West Point. And that says about all you need to say about a young man.
No kidding.
And lots of other schools as
South
well.
Alabama's also.
Yep. But we had said that Bird had missed on his last 6 throws, but you said, Dan, hey, some of that's on the receivers. Had some drops.
Yeah, it was
in there, and then that time you have just the receiver just falls down coming out of his break.
Yeah, he falls down. A little pressure by the Daphne defense, and it results into an unlikely interception and pick 6. And now Spanish Fort's job just got that much bigger.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but that was kind of a kick 6.
Nobody's feelings were hurt by that.
Different kind of a kick.
Pick 6.
Wow, UMS loses 12-7 tonight, 16 penalties. It's Bonner. To the 15 as UMS went up and played Helena and lost by a score of 12-7. Fusaklis, they've fed our crew all year long. Thank you to Fusaklis, and of course great for Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, any day of the week, actually. And you can order online at fusaklis.net. They've got drive-through at all locations. Enjoy a snack, a box, a tray, maybe even a salad. Keep the foo in football. And again, thank you for feeding our crew all year long. They certainly deserve it. And by the way they eat at around 5:30, you could tell they're hungry.
They go at it.
Oh. So now Spanish Fort back out here needing 2 scores. And the sophomore Bird, feeling pressure from Quinley, gets away from it and gets that one up to the 21. Is 3. Made the reception.
You wonder if that was worth it, Jim. Clock is rolling. Minimal gain. Second down. A little slow right now. Down 2 scores.
Quinley was coming with the pressure. Again, Daphne is 7A school, Spanish Fort 6A. That changed this year as Daphne jumped up to 7A, and now more pressure, but Bird going to pull it down. Still looking, switches, and Reynolds pulls him down, but he's going to have the first down. But here, Daphne, you're trying to keep everything in front of you right here. You'll give up those plays, especially in the middle of the field.
That's a play that we should see right now from the Daphne defense. You don't want to give up a first down, but you've kept everything in front of you, and no big damage. Plus, you're up by 2 scores now.
Spanish Fort does have their 3 timeouts. The screen, flip it out of the backfield, and Hickson still on his feet.
He almost snuck out of there, Jim.
Really did, and you can see the footing here tonight. He was able to keep alive with a hand on the ground, and they'll give him 9 before he was bumped out of bounds. I'll say he stayed inbounds. They restart the clock here. Bird looking middle of the field, gets that one complete. It's been his favorite receiver tonight, Christian Burnell. Burnell to the 40. It's up 23. And now the Toros are rolling a bit. Inside 3 minutes. Bird wanted to go on top. Now a flag, and now he floats it to the near side. And a hold in the middle of the field as Devery Smith was being held, I believe. And then the Spanish Fort coaches wanted a 15-yard flag at the end of that one as Bird was hit as he came out of bounds after throwing that one away. Jack Myers is saying this one's going against Daphne. Maybe a hands to the face.
Hands against the defense. That is a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Myers was right. It's kind of 5-on-3 up front.
Yeah, there you see Debris Smith. And then nothing doing at the end of it. Smith, who's been a force here tonight for Daphne. 5-yard penalty. Bird looking, scrambles, pulls it down. Now he's across the 30, trying to get to the outside. He does. What a smart play to get out of bounds.
Reminds you a little bit of a quarterback that used to be here, doesn't he, Jim?
Yeah, no doubt. Up to the 23. Another first down, and as importantly, stops the clock.
Guy's got some quick feet. Sophomore quarterback. He can go, and he very effective from the middle of the field. He's able to make some jukes and get to the sideline, save some clock.
Yeah, and he had to come a long way. He was between the hashes and then cut it all the way back to the near side to get out of bounds after picking up the first down. Bird rolls out, flips it, looking for the corner, and it's incomplete. Stewart got a hand on it. His street was there.
That time Spanish Fort said the heck with it. They brought people and changed exactly what they're doing defensively. No more laying back and sitting back. Daphne's made it down the field. Spanish Fort has made it down the field on them with a defense that was more laid back.
Ooh, boy, Freak with another chance there. That one was out in front of Stewart, who just had the interception return for a touchdown.
His accuracy is uncanny.
2nd and 10, late shift, and wasn't ready for it. And Bird picks it up, has to roll all the way back. Now just heaves it up in the air, and it's picked off. He just heaved it up in the air, and now flags at the end of the play. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike at the end, I believe, but it won't matter. As the play clock was down to 5, the man came in motion, and then Bird wasn't expecting the snap to come to him. And then he's just trying to make a play. I think Ben Blackman saying, hey, bad as that was, we got to live to play another down in that situation. But I think the penalties are just going to be an unsportsmanlike at the end after the interception. Maybe a helmet was taken off. So there's the snap, and then Philip Jordan comes up with the IT. No, it's going to be Jordan Powell comes up with it, and I think might be on the tackle. Let's listen.
Defense, it's a 15-yard penalty, first down.
I think it was the slamming tackle.
Might have been, but there's also a player came in late, right after the slam, and that might have been it. But either way, Spanish Fort looks like they're about to win this football game.
Daphne's about to win this football game.
I'm sorry, Daphne, yeah.
After the interception there, as Jordan Powell came up with it, Philip Jordan was there too. But
you got to give Daphne a lot of credit. They were lifeless in the first half.
Yeah, and then came out in the second half and just put it in the TCU commit's hands, and Battle ran it down the field. So now Daphne has it back at the 25. Spanish Fort all 3 timeouts. Bradley carries it up ahead, and this Daphne defense has been out on the field virtually the entire second half.
9 minutes and change in the third period. Daphne had the football. Good chunk of the fourth period as they scored 1 touchdown and also got 1 defensively.
Get 7 there on first down, and Spanish Fort does not take one of their timeouts. Now the play clock at 10 as you look at Battle. Bradley has the first down, and Bradley up to the 45, and that going to bring this one. No timeout's going to be taken by Spanish Fort. So you might remember last year Daphne beat Spanish Fort, but then due to an ineligible player, the game was ruled a forfeit. So Daphne has only beaten Spanish Fort once in the score officially But they're going to get the win here tonight. They're going to finish out the season at 9-1. They're going to beat Fairhope and Spanish Fort in the same season for the first time ever. And Kenny King and his crew going to improve to 9-1.
Well, y'all have no idea how sweet this must feel to Kenny King.
And you remember how that loss last year's delay a game against the Trojans, but that loss, it was so crushing for the kids from Daphne to have won the game but then ruled a loss because of an ineligible player. But the way that Kenny King handled it, the way he used it as a coachable moment to his young men on his team, it really, he took full responsibility and really tried to use it as a coachable moment best he could. But I think the biggest win for Kenny King here against a very good Spanish Fort team who went 7-0 in 6A Region 1. And now you want to keep the players apart here. It's COVID, you don't want to have, you're not supposed to have handshakes and those things, so you want to get everybody separated as tensions are running a little high. You got a huge win for one program and a tough loss at home for another. And again, it's been a rivalry. It's been dominated by Daphne. And now you see some of the Daphne kids.
The Baker Mayfield flag.
Yeah, some Daphne kids and Spanish Fort kids hugging on one another out there at the end of this one. And a huge win for Kenny King and the Trojans. Tension still flaring a little bit out there. And they need to get everybody off the field here and just let this one go in the record books. And
it's going to go in the record books for a number of reasons.
Let's get everyone off the field, get these teams ready for playoffs. Next week, region champions for Spanish Fort. 9-win season for Daphne across the way. They finished second in their region. And they beat their rivals tonight in Spanish Fort. And Kenny King down on the sidelines. And Coach King, what a great year you have had here. 9 wins, and I know you've got to be extremely proud of your young men here tonight. 7-7 at the half, and really took over and dominated to get the victory here in the second half, it looked like.
Yes. Again, man, we knew it was going to be a hostile environment. But our guys came out and did a great job to come out and get this victory. So, again, man, I'm just proud of the guys and how they fought. And the coaching staff and the team did a great job of preparing. We had Hurricane Zeta, but then had a short week, man. But I'm just proud of what they did.
Hey, Coach, it's so easy to talk about the wonderful young man in Trent Battle, your quarterback, but your defense tonight, what a job they did, especially in that second half when Spanish Fort moved it some, couldn't punch it in the end zone in the first half, but in the second half, you came out and put the clamps on the Toro offense.
Yes, again, man, they did a great job. Like I say, the defense, man, they stepped up. They kept working and kept working. We got some things cleaned up at halftime, man. But again, I give the hats off to the defensive coordinator, Coach Heron, who was at Spanish Fort. That did a great job getting them ready.
Hey, Coach, this is Dan Brennan. At halftime, it was 260 yards to 72. And in the second half, I won't say you flipped it completely around, but nearly. What a performance by the offensive line and what a performance by Battle.
Yes, man, Battle did a great job. Again, we knew that, constantly, we haven't ran them as much. But again, they stopped everything we did, and we still had that going for us, man. But Battle did a great job, and he kept fighting, and some things broke open. So we're just excited about, again, this victory.
Hey, Coach, congratulations. Good luck against Prattville. Congratulations on a great year as well, and keep it rolling in the playoffs down here in 7A.
All right, thank you.
All right, Kenny King, what a huge win for that Daphne program, and boy, emotions running high at the end of that one, and it was a bit of a fuse that seemed like it had been lit all night long, and it's always that way with these two teams. But like we talked about a little bit, now I think the challenge, if you're Spanish Fort, okay, got to put that one behind you. You're a region champion, had just won 7 in a row. Now move on against McAdory, and the same thing with Daphne. Enjoy it tonight, but now put it behind you, get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, we told you the intensity was high in this game from the top on down, and that's the way the game played out. Now, as far as these two teams, look, settle down. You've got a home game to start the playoffs. Daphne's number 2 in 7A, Spanish Fort number 1 in 6A. Get back to practicing and clear your head and get ready to make a run in the playoffs.
But what about just the playoff intensity as well for these two teams? I mean, this is what it's going to feel like every week in the playoffs going forward.
Well, they're ahead of it.
You're right.
They're ahead of the intensity, so congratulations to them for getting to that point.
All right, here's your nominees for Player of the Game: Trent Battle, Midnight Stewart, and Johnny Purdue, who was a force on the defensive line. So you can go to utv44.com and vote, and I don't know, we'll tell you somehow. Maybe we'll tell you on Facebook. Maybe Brennan and I will do a Zoom meeting, and we'll tell you who was the player of the game to wrap up the season. That's going to do it. As again, every year we have to say this. We want to do the playoffs. The station would love to do the playoffs, but Alabama High School Athletic Association has an archaic rule that you can't do the playoffs live on TV. So we hate that we can't tell the story for the next 4 weeks as the teams get ready to go and compete for the Super 7. But hats off to all the teams. Most importantly for us, hats off to our great crew. Each and every Friday night, we made it 11 weeks, 2 hurricanes, and 1 pandemic, and we had perfect attendance on Friday Night Rivals. So our great crew, headed up by Jared Kihas, wonderful job as always, and thank you to everyone who watches these games. We know lots of folks like to watch them, and we love bringing them to you. So hopefully we'll be back here next August as we'll start another year of high school football, but that's going to do it for 2020. A huge win for the Daphne Trojans. They come on the road, and they get the victory over their rivals, Spanish Fort, 21-7, and they'll move on to the playoffs, as will the Toros. But for the 2020 season, for Jared Kihas in the truck, Dan Brennan up here, I'm Jim Cox saying good night from the Fort, where the Trojans pick up a victory as they head on to the postseason to take on Prattville.